Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Break It Down. Let's head towards the Old Sarkorian Mines. I'm gonna quick save this one. Okay, so the Mayorless did have two buffs. We dispelled one of them. The mountain, where the enemy camp was set up, has a great view of the surrounding lands. It is no surprise that the demons decided to claim this strategic point. Wasting no time, the soldiers started erecting a fort that would be the commander's eye in the region. Some tough armies around us. That's a good name. I was going to change it to Commander's Eye, but this works too. Or Knight Commander's Eye. Also, we could teleport my main party around the map, but I am trying to trigger the encounter with the skeletal salesman. Because he sells an Earthbreaker that I really want from a main character. I'm not sure if we have this fight. I'm gonna try. These guys have a range attack, and it's gonna hurt. I don't remember if their range attack is AoE. It is AoE. Great. It's all we can do to stay in the fight right now. I think we've got it. We're gonna lose a lot of units, but I think we've got it. If it's a fully melee army, I didn't see how many units we lost. If it's a fully melee army, it's not gonna be a problem. Those Rift Drakes did a number on us. With a mighty blow, one of the Crusaders slashed through the dragon's Dolan-worn scales. Along with stinky guts, the deadened armor of a knight spilled from the beast's belly. Overcoming his disgust, the soldier examined the remains of an unlucky dragon slayer and found an interesting relic, which we won't be using anyway. Alright, so we have Twin Cast. Once per battle, the general can cast 2 spells in a single turn. And spell practice, all spellcasting units can use their spells 1 additional time. I'm gonna go Twin Cast. For obvious reasons. Alright, let's head up this way. Well, yeah. We'll leave these guys alone for now. The losses weren't too detrimental. Of course we'll fight.
Something wrong?
I will prove my worth.
Rely on me.
My skills are absolute.
My will is resolute.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
Struggles never cease.
The inheritor. With my blade.
Oh, nice of him to show up.
I'm gone.
Also, good on them. Only 4 of them against, what, 7 of us, if you include Bismuth? Yeah, I still don't know if he can take these armies. So I might leave him there until he gets more reinforcements. Oh, whoops. That. I'll put him on camouflage too. Achoo! Achoo! Oberg, what are you doing? What is that smelly powder? Mustard seeds. Ground up and charmed on a stone at midnight. It's to stop you putting the evil eye on me, just in case. A great remedy against fey enchantments. Yeah, the cultists are the primary concern. If they get within range, they can cast channel negative energy and a huge AoE and do a lot of damage. Oh. Having wiped out the cultists, the crusaders discover many Bloodstreet golden idols. The soldiers fire up the camp forge and toss them into the flames. The heat of the forge melts the blasphemous statues down as the fighters cheer and whistle. Resources found, finance points 3,000. We also have an army coming this way. So we ride out to meet them, then backtrack back that way. I think that's how we want to handle this. What to do? Attack formation. Crazy how much a couple of levels for each army makes. We took them out in a single turn. One of the prisoners informs the soldiers that the captured fortress is called the Castle of Desires. A cunning Glabrezu tempter turned all the mortals that live here into slaves in exchange for granting their deepest wishes. Of course, all of his promises turn out to be lies and illusions. He has the level 12 armies to deal with. A shortcut back down this way. It's not really an optimal way. I guess if we go back over here. Alright, back to the Old Sarkorian Mines. I don't think there's a fight here.
We do it.
Oh man, that looks familiar. Did I miss that last time?
I'm glad I was useful to you.
This warrior was slain, presumably by a mage, who attacked him with sword strikes and a barrage of spells. I think we may have missed that the first time, that's why I couldn't give him the full report. Massive door is carved into the rock and resists every attempt to open it. Captain Silkon looks much thinner, dustier, and more exhausted than before, but he is as determined and optimistic as ever. A meeting I did not expect. Allow me to congratulate you on your return from your expedition to the Abyss. Why did you leave Dresden? My disagreements with the top brass became insurmountable. I treated our expedition here like a rescue mission from the very beginning. I told them that there were refuges behind enemy lines, full of people who needed our help. Alas, the leadership was only interested in how much Nerosian would pay for the chopped off heads of demons and cultists. After just a few months, they sent the emissaries and tried to remove me from command. I don't mind facing a court of my comrades, but who would carry on with my mission? So I left town and had a little adventure of my own. What are you doing here? So kind of flexes his fingers, grimacing in pain. Digging. I spent the last 3 days shoveling dirt. After they forced me to leave Dresden and the Blackstone Company, I fully devoted myself to archaeological excavations. When you discovered my missing patrol in this area, I had a hunch that I had been moving in the right direction, and I was correct. I bet there's a Sarkorian settlement hiding just beyond this door. I like to believe there will be living Sarkorians in there. Unfortunately, I ran into some difficulties, was about to go for help when you showed up. It seems like we met you just in time. War Chief, we must help him. What if some of our people really did survive? How did you know to look here? It really is simple. There was a mining town called Zasville not far from here. According to archived records, the demons raised it. But 14 years after the world wound opened, a Sarkorian refugee in Mendev had a strange vision. He was a shaman, and in a trance, his ancestors told him that some of his kinsmen were still alive, waiting to be rescued from the prison of stone. Subsequent genealogical research confirmed that these kinsmen used to live in this town. As for the prison of stone, I think the hint was pretty clear. They sought refuge in the caves below. I've never been to Zasville, but I've heard about the folk here. Sturdy and stubborn they were, so I believe they were fighting for their lives until the very end. Maybe they still are. It looks like you could use some help. That'd be very kind of you. I managed to uncover this door. Opening it without any tools is beyond my capabilities. I found a poor fellow buried under the rocks, a Kelid, judging by his appearance. If you can help get his body out from under the rubble, I can use it to prove that my theory is correct. Then I'll be able to return here on a full-fledged expedition. Push against the rock. Let's not waste time. All together now. I know I could count on you. We should search the body. Oof. Judging by the stench, it's been here for weeks. Key from the cave. A key of Sarkorian design. Judging by its length, the corresponding lock must be colossal. Excellent. Let's try to open this door. For those of you that have played the Fallout games, this should seem very familiar. That's obviously a reference to that. A bunch of pale and emaciated humans wearing blue rags look at you with fearful eyes. Their leader is a tall, old man. Who are you? Are you demons? Clutching a pickaxe with hands that still have strength in them, the old man mutters to his fellows. My father said demons have red eyes and spew fire out of their butts. Is it possible the buggers have grown less nasty over the years? We're no demons, old man. We're crusaders, the sworn enemies of demons. The gray-haired man lowers his weapon and turns to his comrades with obvious doubt. Crusaders? Who are they? Father never told me about them. But if you aren't demons, welcome. The old man makes a serious effort to crack an affable smile. Now tell me, Crusader, or whatever you are, what's happening on the surface? How far away are our forces? When will we be rescued? How soon will Sarkoris beat back the demons? That's how I looked to everyone when I woke up. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. We'll drive the demons away soon, but I have bad news about Sarkoris. It fell over 100 years ago. The old man's face grows dark. So that's how it is then. Sarkoris is no more. Our kinsmen, our clans, our country, everything's gone. You've brought ill tidings, and many sad songs will be sung around our fire tonight. Not everyone died, old man. Sarkoris fell, but plenty of Sarkorians are alive. We'll reclaim our homeland and bring it back to life. You'll see. I hope you do, but I fear I won't live to see it. God's willing, my grandchildren will see green Sarkoris, and maybe even my great-grandchildren. Who are you? What do you mean, who are you? We live here, you know. This place was called Mine Shaft 14 back when they mined iron here. But then after demons poured out of the stinking world wound, the miners and local folks hid down here and sealed the door behind them. That's how we survived. We've been waiting for outside help ever since, while 4 generations were born right here in this cave. But our compatriots don't seem to be in a hurry to mount a rescue. The old man's voice rings with bitterness. Amazing. A genuine relic. Relict? A culture completely isolated from outside influences. This is what I call unearthing a priceless treasure. Silkon addresses the old man with passionate interest. Do you know how many years have passed since then? You take us for savages. Of course we do. We would have vanished in the dark ages ago. We weren't counting time. You know what it feels like when nothing ever changes? When you can't tell the difference between minutes, hours, or days. That's creepy, Sonny. So we take turns keeping track by counting heartbeats. We change every 15,000 pulses. Merg is the one counting now. The old man nods toward a stocky miner right next to him, who looks a bit absent-minded, and sometimes moves his lips silently. Have you ever tried to escape? We look like people with a death wish, and you take us for bolder-brained fools. Everybody knows there's death outside, with stinking demons rampaging all over the place. Suppose we do get out. What next? Where would we go? How would we survive? We never seen the sun in the sky, so everybody would be blind. We never felt grass under our feet, or smelled breezes wafting from the fields. The world would be dangerous and strange. No, we'd rather stay here, where it's safe, where the darkness is our own. How do you even survive here? Words start pouring from the old man's mouth, like water from a broken dam. It is clear he has been waiting for the chance to recite his list of woes. We survive solely by the gods' providence. Thank goodness for that. Our existence is tolerable, although things could certainly be better. When our ancestors entered the mine shaft and sealed themselves in, they realized they had nothing but rocks to eat and nothing but dirt to pour down their throats. And so the priests gathered and prayed to the three deities, Aristo, Gazra, and Plura, beseeching them to protect us. And that night, a stream sprung in the deepest tunnel. Everybody thought they were about to die, that everyone would drown before they even got the chance to starve. But the stream formed a lake, then the water stopped and never rose any higher. Thus our ancestors got water, fish, and moisture for growing mushrooms in the caves, plus a sign they had not been forgotten by the gods. The old man spits out a glob of phlegm, and what a sign it was. Have you ever tried subsisting on fish and fungi? Just fish, fungi, each day until the end of your life. Had our ancestors been smart, they would have prayed for the gods to teach them to eat rocks. We have rocks aplenty, all kinds. But no, we do not complain. Instead, we humbly give thanks to our blessed patrons. There's an ancient temple not far from the mine shaft. We call it the Shrine of the Three. Judging by its direction, it's exactly where our spring comes from. Except, the foreman falters and grimly stares at the cold rocks underfoot. There's a limit to any miracle. Has some misfortune befallen you? A misfortune? We have a word for this misfortune, but you're too young to hear such obscenities. Our stream has gone bad. The water in it has become foul and rotten, barely fit to drink. The fish in this poison just die, while we waste away from stomach cramps. We had no choice but to send one of us to scout the shrine. The luckiest one. Gods be darned. So, much like Fallout 1, there's a water problem. And also, I think irradiated water can also give you stomach cramps and the like. That might be a reference to irradiated water. He was gone for 3 days. Hey, that's how long you had to get the water chip initially, before they changed it to like 99 or 999 days, or whatever. He was gone for 3 days, then we heard the rattling at the door, as if someone was starting to unlock it. A deafening crash followed. The rocks behind the door rumbled, dirt flowed, then there was silence. We couldn't even unlock the door to see what happened on the other side. One thing was clear. Our lucky guy was dead. And now you've shown up. Mayhap you've been sent by the gods. Do you mind checking what happened at the Shrine of the Three? You're used to moving around in the open, quite unlike us. The Brigadier's words betray a hint of jealousy. The captain turns to you and speaks quietly but forcefully. Not helping them would make us criminals in the eyes of humanity and history. I'll deal with your problem. The old man nods gratefully and croaks. That's good, outsider. Do not fail us. We've already had our fair share of suffering. The foreman makes a brief arcane gesture. You feel a gentle breeze caress your face. Warding spells protect the shrine, but they will not harm you as long as you bear my mark. I want to know more about the Shrine of the Three. Our ancestors visited the shrine to pray to the three gods who look after our people. Legends say that before the shrine was dedicated to Aristo, Plura, and Gazra, it was associated with an older set of gods whose names are now forgotten. It is said they went into exile, to worlds outside our own, beyond our knowledge. When demons spewed forth from the world wound, the god callers who safeguarded that place squared off against them and lost. The very last of them sealed the shrine, fled its protection, and joined a group of his frightened kinsmen who looked for refuge. It was my father, the last god caller in our family. I've heard so much about this sacred tradition. God callers would contact the lesser deities of Sarkoris, clan gods, and sometimes even patrons of individual families. Many scholars even believe them to be not deities proper, but powerful spirits from the entourage of real gods. The captain notices the foreman's scathing glare, then immediately corrects himself. But that mistake is doubtlessly caused by a lack of truthful knowledge about Sarkoris and its culture. I have some questions about how you survive down here. The old man adjusts the blue rags on his shoulders, then nods regally. Ask away, if you're that curious. I'm the foreman. I speak for all of the mine shaft. Tell me more about this place. The foreman's voice is filled with a mixture of pride and bitterness. The mine shaft is our home. It's large and glorious. It's a large and glorious mine. I missed A. Except nobody ever expected humans to dwell here. The top passages were exhausted ages ago, and we use this space to build our homes. Down below is the Great Hall, where our clan gathers to discuss matters of importance, listen to stories, and cook our food. There's a crack in the rocks that sucks out the smoke, and allows fresh air to trickle in. The small tunnels run deep. They're very damp and good for all kinds of mushrooms. There's a lake at the very bottom. They say our ancestors used to fish using bait, bugs and worms, that kind of thing. But we spear our food. We dive into the deep and stab fish with a pointy stick. Our home is a harsh mistress. It wasn't built for men, but it's built for work. But what can we do? What are those clothes you're wearing? They're mining overalls. What do you expect us to make new clothes from? Fish scales? These garments were worn by our forefathers, and they're the only thing from the surface that we have left. We patch them up the best we can, but they get threadbare anyway. We'll be walking stark naked in a generation or two, like kobolds or some other beasts. But that's alright, as long as our descendants keep counting time so we don't turn wild. If we forget time, we'll become animals. Grow fangs and eyes big as saucers. They will devour one another. The old man grimaces. But what's your name? My name was Jerison at birth, but the last 24 years people have simply been calling me Foreman. It started in the times of my father. The eldest dweller of the mine has been called Foreman ever since, or Overseer. The old man strokes his hair. My father was a great man, a pious priest, a leader, and a god-caller. Alas, he could not teach me to call the gods. He carried his knowledge with him to the grave. But my family still honors his memory. You've satisfied my curiosity. The old man gives you a dignified nod. I have to go. Since you're not a demon, go. Make sure to wear a hat or the sun will burn your head. The old man delivers his parting words with earnestness, as if he really believes you're in serious danger. With your permission, I'd like to stay with these people. I can't wait to learn. I must ensure that the inhabitants of the mine are in no danger now that we've unsealed it. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we will explore the vault. Sorry, the mine. And then go and try and fix their water problem. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.